China has blocked Jaish-e-Mohammed founder Masood Azhar's listing as global terrorist for the fourth time. The proposal, which was initiated by France and backed by U.S. and UK, was held by China in the UN Security Council. China said that it needed more time to examine the sanctions request targeting Masood Azhar. The Ministry of External Affairs said it was disappointed by the outcome. The Jaish had claimed responsibility for the suicide attack on the CRPF convoy, which killed 40 CRPF personnel. Let me go across to Srinjoy Chaudhary joining us on the phone line. Srinjoy, big disappointment for India, but I want you to explain to us what exactly is the thinking behind this, that China has decided, despite all the international pressure, despite the requests coming from France, UK and US, to stick to its guns and continue to block the move to ban Masood Azhar and designate him as an international terrorist.
Well, first of all, China has done this before. It was only hoped that China would perhaps relent this time, primarily because Pathankot has happened and Pulwama has happened, and the entire international community is aware of all this. The other point, of course, was the hope that Indo-Chinese relations after Dokam have improved considerably, and that too would play a role in this. But sadly, that has not been the case. China continues to do what it has done, which is protect Maulana Masood Azhar of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, even though the Jaish-e-Mohammed itself is a banned organization.
Yes.
Primarily, it seems to protect Pakistan. If this had gone through and Maulana Masood Azhar had become a designated terrorist, Pakistan would have a lot of work on its hands. Primarily, it would have to ensure that Maulana Masood Azhar's funding would have to be very, very closely monitored, as also his movements, the activities of his group. A lot of things would have had to be done right then. That, of course, is one. The important point now is to see what China does 3 months from now, because the hold applies for 3 months. Will China ask for another hold, which is valid for 6 months, and then China will have to take a decision one way or the other. It's important to see what Beijing does now.
Yes, Srinjoy, also China has, in its defense, given a reason that there isn't enough evidence or material that can support this cause of banning Masood Azhar. I mean, that's quite unbelievable, isn't it? Because here is an organization that has claimed responsibility for the Pulwama attack, and he is supposed to be the chief of that organization.
Well, the important point is that Jaish-e-Mohammed clearly has responsible for Pulwama. And when you talk about evidence, let us not forget that India has shared the dossier on the Jaish-e-Mohammed with every country of the UN Security Council, all 15 of them, and they include China.
Yes.
In fact, the Chinese ambassador was in South Block, and the entire dossier was handed over to him.
Exactly. Thanks very much, Srinjoy, for joining us. We keep coming back to you for more inputs through the day.